Hello? Anybody in this theater? What is this place? And okay, there's popcorn on the floor. I guess that's a good sign. Ooh, my
Don't touch my
Oh.
popcorn!
whoa. Hey,
Dave,
who's over there?
I told you, that's my popcorn.
Hey, we're sharing, and you took mine, so I'm taking yours. Shut up.
Which
Whoa,
one
wait a
was
second.
we were supposed to be in?
Dave, Alice, look over here. It's me.
Max?
What are you guys doing here?
Eating
Well, we
popcorn,
came for a
duh.
business expo. We were invited by this lovely company at the Morphing Tower, and we knew you worked for them. But we kind of got lost, and we've been in here for about a day and a half.
Oh no, you guys misunderstood. No. Oh no, this is all wrong. You've made a horrible mistake. You may never leave this place. Your souls will be trapped in here for eternity. Can I have some of that popcorn, actually?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Why not? Rewind just a second. You said we're stuck in here for eternity?
Don't worry about that. Listen.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for this film to start, and I have been sitting here waiting. I've been waiting for the projectionist to apparate and start the film. I was sort of crouched back where you first enter the room, sort of casing the place, working it out. I'm waiting for this movie to start, and it looks like you guys have some time to kill. And Lord only knows when this thing's going to start. So I would like to propose a game.
Games?
Okay. I love games.
Excellent. Well, of course, we got to do the business thing. This doesn't necessarily apply to you guys, so feel free to disregard this memo from my boss. It reads as follows. From the boss. It has come to my attention that the window washers have taken up arms against a swarm of birds that has been circling our building for the past several months. I've requisitioned a decoy bird from Natalie down in the tinkering department to be flown up to the roof to investigate what's going on. Please be advised, the last time the window washers went to war, there were many casualties, both on the side of the washers and those on the side of those passing hang gliding students. Do not engage the window washers until you have received an update from me on the matter. Have a wonderfully productive workday. Signed, the boss. Which, it's always good to hear from upper management that they actually know that we're still here, still working hard, even though we'd rather, be
We
outside the
appreciate their
confines.
support.
Yeah. The top-down leadership, it's great. We love it.
Personally, I would like to meet them and ask them where's the exit, because, I got things to do at home.
So I'm
No,
not gonna,
you don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the last several people who have managed to reach the very top of the building and talk to the boss, I'm not sure. This may be a rumor, but I have heard that the last person who was promoted enough to actually go see the boss, they found him on the ground outside the building, and his face was gone. So that's interesting. And that's an interesting factoid that I keep in my back pocket whenever I think, man, I should go talk to my boss about the work conditions. Then I'm like, but I do like my face.
Taking a nap, though.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the boss. It was the birds.
Yo,
It's
yeah.
always the birds.
Yeah, it's always the freaking birds. Okay, it is now time for both of you to square off in true distractible style. I will be awarding points, not arbitrarily, but in the most fair way possible, by having you guys determine who would win. And this is where the music will come in. Help me with the music. Come on, guys. Okay, guys. Come on. All together. Come on. Pick a tune. All right. Round one. All right. We will start.
Fight!
Fight. All right. So, Dave, you are going to be arguing Winnie the Pooh. Ellis, you are going to be arguing for Chewbacca. And your category is cleaning up a murder scene. All right? So we shall begin with Dave and Winnie the Pooh. I will set a timer on my phone. You have 3 minutes. You can go shorter than that if you run out of things to say. Again, try and keep it just talking about the positive aspects of how Winnie the Pooh could clean up a murder scene, and your time begins now.
Winnie the Pooh of the 100-Acre Woods, one of the loveliest little characters that you've known from your childhood, comes across a murder scene that he definitely did not cause. It was, honestly, let's believe it, it's probably Tigger. What does he do? This guy right here, he's been eating a little bit of honey all day. He's feeling a little dizzy, a little sickly, but he's gonna handle it. The guy's got his shirt. He'll probably end up taking off his shirt. He's the kind of guy that'd be willing to offer up his clothing for a homie if they really needed it. And honestly, to cover up for Tigger's definitely not alleged murder, that he would definitely be able to take care of that. Plus, red shirt, red blood, it's clean. No one's gonna know. It's gonna hide. No one's gonna be able to pay attention to it, and they'll probably blame it on Rabbit.
If they're on Rabbit's lawn, you know.
It's my turn, sir.
I'm sorry, just trying to help.
and realistically, I mean that shirt. After a while, they'll spend some time in the river. Any issues will be flushed away. Whether that's the shirt, the blood, the rabbit, and there won't be any issues. It'll be all taken care of. It'll be all nice and clean. And as a reward, I'm sure Winnie the Pooh will just go have himself some honey and go take a nap and forget that the whole day happened. It'll be just fine. Tigger will be off bouncing and having just the loveliest of days. But Winnie the Pooh, if you need anyone to rely on, he's your go-to bear.
Okay, excellent, wonderful,
That
applause.
sounds really great. That sounds really great. But from my experience with Chewbacca, right?
Okay,
He's
your
been
time
with
has
Han
started.
Solo for a long time. All right, fantastic, right? So they're already buddies, and I'm just thinking, you know, Han is the type of guy who's gonna pull the trigger first, always. So there's always gonna be a body to clean up. Well, it's great. Chewbacca's a tall ass dude. He can pick him up and he can throw him over his shoulder and just carry them. So there's the body, right? They got a spaceship. Well, where are you gonna put the body? It's space. Somebody sees a random floating body out in space. Who's gonna care? They're like, oh man, those rebels, they got into it with the Empire again. Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh well. Well, guess what? He's already a wanted criminal essentially. So it doesn't even matter if he gets seen with the body. Throw it over the shoulder, get it out of there. Now the blood and stuff, that's where he really comes into play, right? So he like, you know, Winnie the Pooh, but I think, you know, Chewbacca's fur is a little thicker, so it really helps clean up all the blood that's on the ground, if there is any. That way he just mops it all up. He's a walking mop, man. He just lays down and just, you know, stop, drop, and roll. But except for he does that over the blood part, and then all you gotta do is go take a shower. And you know, it's so dark brown, and half the aliens that are in Star Wars have different colored bloods anyways, so like it would just look, you know, blend in. Nobody even knows about the Wookiees. I mean, the Wookiees were obliterated halfway through the Clone Wars anyway, so like no one even knows about them. And you know, Chewbacca's just that guy who stands behind you, always ready to do whatever is needed. He's the guy that you can rely on to hold something open for you, to carry the heavy stuff, and to do the hard work. That's just who Chewbacca is. And I don't think you can say he's not, because he's always been there. Look at the movies. Always there. Great guy. I mean, could you want anyone else? He can't say anything bad back to you. All he goes is, "Ah." I mean, he is a walking mop who is ready to do the hard work and clean up anything.
Okay.
And, you know, if anything, half the Wookiees look like each other. So, you know, they may get the wrong Wookiee.
Okay. Alrighty. Might make the argument things 2 minutes, because both of yours like wrapped up in 2 minutes. Perfect. Okay. So now we'll hop back to Dave. So your thing now, your rebuttal is why Winnie the Pooh is demonstrably better than Chewbacca at cleaning up a murder scene. Go.
So you're firstly, I just want to address the point that that the other gentleman made about how all Wookiees are the same. Sir, that is absolutely racist. Secondly, I want to address the point that you made about how cleaning it up, yes, it would all dry up into his fur, but you're getting a wanted man. You're getting Mr. Chewy to clean up a crime scene. You're making a criminal clean up a crime scene. That's just gonna cause more issues for Chewie and Han and anyone else that they're trying to smuggle across the galaxy. I mean, come on, that's just plain sense. Winnie the Pooh, my guy, innocent, clean. He's a homie. He's not gonna rat on anybody. No one's gonna ever suspect this man, ever. And the red shirt, like I said, it cleans away. It's red again. Nothing changes, my guy. There is nothing wrong with my man Winnie the Pooh.
Awesome. Okay, we'll keep
He
the
ain't no
rebuttals.
rat.
To be fair,
Okay,
he's
hold
got
on.
all his friends.
I will give you your time, sir. We will make the rebuttals a minute each. Mr. Ellis, continue. Go.
But I'm just saying, like, if all his friends are there, how would they even know how to clean up a murder scene? They wouldn't even. They'd be like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? We gotta call 911." They wouldn't do it. They'd do the right thing and just call 911. Chewie would be like, "You know what? Han said for me to clean up this body and clean up this mess. I'm gonna do it. I've already done it 100 times before." Who is like, "Man, what do I do with this body? There's all this red stuff coming out. Oh no, I'm not gonna know how to do that." Pooh has no experience on how to dispose anything. I mean, have you seen his house? He's got jars of honey just thrown out there. I mean, come on. The guy probably doesn't even take out his own trash. I mean, how is he supposed to know? Yep, I'm gonna take this body. I'm gonna take it 5 miles away from where it is, dig a hole, bury it 12 feet deep, and then never tell anyone about it. Pooh could never do that. He's got so many close-knit friends. He would go out and be like, "Yeah, I found this body, and I threw it over the corner of the Tigger's area over there. I figured Tigger would enjoy the body more than I would." No, Chewie would take that body and throw it way out of nowhere where
Tigger
no one
would
could even
enjoy
find
the
it.
body more? What does that mean? Okay,
I'm just
that's
saying,
it.
from
That's it for that round. Your minute's
Chewie
up.
got it.
That's okay. So real quick, I just need to dissect that. So without any further rebuttals from either of you. So what Dave has presented is that Winnie the Pooh is just so freaking chill. He's just such a bro. And his shirt is so red that he will sop up the blood and no one will know what happened. And all of the happy woodland animals will band together to make sure Tigger doesn't do any time ever at all. And then Ellis has put forward that Chewbacca is essentially a DNA sponge. And so he's just gonna lie down in the viscera and do like a blood angel and just sort of absorb all of the crime scene like a ShamWow from space. And then
Exactly.
okay, so here's the thing. I loved both of those. I legitimately loved both of those. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give Ellis the point for the round. However, I'm going to pull a D&D. And Dave, you now have a point of inspiration for coming up with the red shirt. So this point, what this is going to mean, right, is that if there's a round that is close, if there's a tie, like you literally can't choose one, you win it automatically. So if you can just tie him, stalemate him on one, then I will give the victory to you. Okay. We will move on to round 2. That was excellent.
That was so good.
Round 2.
Round 2. All right, and again, we will now keep the main arguments to 2 minutes and the rebuttals to 1, because that's kind of how it timed out anyways. So for round 2, Ellis, you will be arguing the case for Link from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, no.
And Dave, you will be arguing the case for Master Chief. And the event is hide and go seek. Begin!
Okay, so from what I know from Link and Legend of Zelda is absolutely diddly squat. I know Link looks like an average. If you were to give him a haircut, he'd look like a Chad. Maybe the ears need to go. But I'm thinking you take him to a mall, you throw him with a bunch of other group of people who look like him, like he'd belong in like a college or something. Just make him look like a Chad and have him walk around the mall. No one's gonna find him because he's got the blue eyes and the blonde hair. It'll be perfectly fine. Give him a nice fade or give him a nice little mullet or something. Have him just walk around the mall. No one's gonna find him. You take away the green, do it, you're good to go. I mean, he seems like he can keep his cool. So, when he's walking by the people that are looking for him, he can keep that nice, cool look and just keep walking forward, be talking with the random people that he's with. He'll be perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay. We'll address things further on. Do you have any more points for Link?
Nope, that's all I know.
Okay, good. Okay. We'll address something later. Okay, Dave. Master Chief, hide and seek, go.
2 words. Instant camo. He's got power-ups. Dude literally went missing for decades.
Oh.
He has been all across the galaxy.
Time. I'm calling this instant rebuttal. No point to Dave. He did not use the correct term for armor. It is active camouflage. Get it right, scrub.
Okay, hold on.
Can actually
wait till
go
your rebuttal.
invisible, sir.
Wait till your rebuttal, Mr. Ellis.
Active camo. Master Chief has the ability to go invisible with his Mark 6 armor. He has the ability. He's been running around the entire galaxy, going from planet to planet. He's been hiding on the Halo, and I don't think anyone of the UNSC has actually been able to find him except for when he wants to be found. Plus, this guy can run stupid fast, and realistically, you're probably not going to be able to get close to him, even if you wanted to find him in hide and seek, because the dude's already been slaughtering down, hordes and hordes of aliens and parasitic evil things. So even if you tried, like, I get maybe this isn't tag, but you ain't getting close, son. This guy's busy.
Okay.
Busy.
Do you have any other points?
That will be all.
Okay, I rest my case. Okay,
my rebuttal.
Okay, your rebuttal, go.
First things first, Zelda, like I said, I just think he's smaller. He can hide in a bush. He's got those bush tactics, right? Master Chief can go invisible, right? That's cool. But one, you didn't even get it right. So that leads me to think that, you don't know anything about you've only got a certain amount of time that you can be invisible. They've only got a certain amount of charge. So you can't stay invisible forever. And you're this 7-foot dude just walking around in the middle of the forest with a bright green visor, lights. I mean, how much can you hide? What are you gonna do? Hide behind a tree once your active camouflage wears out? What are you gonna do? Be like, yeah, I'm a tree. I'm standing here. You're gonna be standing there in the T pose, trying to think you're a tree because you're not that smart and all you know is military tactics. I mean, come on now. At least Link has been living his life out in the wild, trying to, work on his survival skills. Sometimes you probably have to hide from enemies or monsters or beasts or whatever. Sometimes you gotta take the low road and just go hide. I think he's got more of that, whereas Master Chief, he's got the big bronze. He doesn't care what happens to him. He's got the overshield. He's all about being out on the front of the field and throwing frags, teabagging grunts, and shooting down other people with his assault rifle. He doesn't care about hiding.
Alrighty, that's your rebuttal. Mr. Dave, your rebuttal.
Link literally cannot stop getting into trouble, especially in the newer games. He's been caught by so many people, especially with the drones that have the eyes on them. They're constantly looking at him. If you can actually hide and hide and seek, maybe he would actually be able to avoid getting shot and killed in one go. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, maybe he might be a little bit green here and there in some of the games, but that's not how it always goes. He's not always hiding in the woods either. Sometimes it's actually going into villages or into ruins. He is always just going around. He has a little bit, he might have a stature thing, but if you're saying that all short people are just good at hide and seek, that's just discriminatory. How dare you? Tall people can be good at hide and seek too.
What a wild thing to add!
Are you saying I'm short, huh?
I ain't saying you tall. I ain't calling you a truther.
Okay, awesome. Your minute's up. Okay, so I just need to dissect this. First of all, I don't think either of you understand what hide and go seek is. For Ellis's plan, his step one is for Link to get a haircut. And for Dave's step one is don't worry, because if anybody gets close to Master Chief, he'll just shoot them. This is not how hide and go seek is played. You both are treating this like it's the freaking CIA, and he needs to go under deep cover and cut his hair and then shoot people who gets close to him. That's not how hide and go seek works. I know it's been a while since our childhood.
That's how I play too.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, hey, you're telling me this right now. Your friend just comes walking around clueless of where you are, and you're like, I could scare the ever living crap out of them. You're telling me you wouldn't take that chance and scare them?
Or Dave's case where you jump up and just snap their neck. They'll never find me. I'm still the champion. They still haven't found me. Wow. Okay, I gotta think about this. Because this is some real jungle hide and go seek tactics. We have like disguising yourself in plain sight, which has nothing to do with actual like a different kind of hiding, and then we have just like killing people after uncloaking like you're the freaking predator.
He would have cloak. He would have
Yes.
cloak.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I have to say that the fact that Master Chief actually has the ability to cloak himself, I think that's probably gonna edge you over the win for this round, Dave. That ability is pretty clutch, I will admit. All right, but I did appreciate both sides.
You gotta get creative, Max. Come on. Well, the thing is, when you said Link, I was like, man, I don't know anything about Zelda or Link. And then you said, oh, he gets Master Chief. And as I have talked to Dave, I was a Halo. I was like, oh man, Master Chief's got active camouflage. I mean, crap.
You gave me the best thing to screw him over. That's all I'm saying.
Literally, I was just like, oh man.
So
Okay.
thank you.
All right, so this one is going to be a hot one. I think you guys are gonna appreciate this one. This one's gonna be spicy. Round 3. Dave, you are going to be arguing the case for William Shakespeare. Ellis, you are going to be rooting for Gollum. And the activity is a rap battle. Dave, your initial argument, begin.
William Shakespeare, one of the best playwrights of all time, has literally written so many plays that are taught in sophomore high school, college, all those classes. He is known for his writing. He has the iambic pentameter is like his thing. He has the ability to write very, very well. It's incredibly well known. He has an incredible grasp of the English language.
Okay.
And realistically, if you gave him a few minutes, I bet he would school anyone.
Okay.
There are a few writers that are actually able to keep up with that, especially of his day and age. If you were to bring him into the current age, he'd probably be akin to those of either Tupac or of Eminem. I mean, probably leaning more closer to Eminem because he's white. But he still has the skills of an incredible playwright that has been able to, that his works have been appreciated and valued throughout the centuries.
Strong opening for Mr. Dave.
I will hold it there.
Okay, excellent. I will stop the timer. Mr. Ellis, Gollum rap battle, go.
Well, as we know, he's from a book, but he's also starred in a great movie, fantastic movie trilogy actually, and he's actually been in another one that we know of as well. But I just think, just the way he talks, he doesn't even need to do anything. Just set him up with a microphone, get him to start talking, throw a beat down. I mean, half the time, most beats and everything that's coming out nowadays is trash. You can't even understand what half the words are.
Interesting.
If you just put a name to the person in the beat, they'll be like, oh man, Gollum's rapping? Oh man, that's fire. Just put a fire beat behind it, get Gollum just talking about some random stuff. The way he talks and the way he words things, you don't even need to be a genius. Just give him the beat and let him go. Let him cook.
Oh gosh! Poor choice of words! Oh no! Okay, alright. Mr. Dave, your rebuttals. After a man who just said, let Gollum cook.
That's very insensitive, your client. I'm just gonna say it right there. But, Mr. Gollum, his ability for the English language is not as skilled as my good friend William Shakespeare here. And also, putting precious at the end of every sentence does not mean it rhymes. It just means you're saying precious over and over again. Precious, 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 precious. That's
Have you heard
boring.
Eminem and all the other rappers?
Not your rebuttal, sir.
Not your rebuttal.
Should have done the
William
rebuttals
Shakespeare,
together, Max.
As I said, William Shakespeare is on the level of Eminem. He would be able to come up with incredible rhyming schemes that would be able to completely blow Gollum away with his very lower level of the English language.
Is
See,
that okay?
personally though,
All
I
right,
will
all
hold it
right,
there.
all right, all right. You ended there.
so
Excellent. All
personally,
right.
I just think if you were to go, man, Gollum came out with a rap song, and William Shakespeare came out with a rap song. I'm sorry, but just from the general base of the amount of people in this world who still listen to Shakespeare compared to the lower generation who are into the Lord of the Rings and books and stuff, if they heard, yeah, I guarantee you they would listen to that Gollum rap song before they listen to Shakespeare's song. Wouldn't even matter if it's good. Wouldn't even matter if it was good. It would just be more popular and better. And if we're doing competition, I think that more people would listen to the Gollum one over the Shakespeare in today's day and age and world.
Okay.
Solely out of the fact that nobody wants to listen to Shakespeare stuff anymore, unless you're a history nerd.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, you may make a quick point as long as it is not attacking the other contestant or his
Shakespeare appeared in an epic rap battle.
Okay.
Once.
Interesting.
And how many times has Gollum appeared?
You want me to Google it?
Okay, hold on. Googling YouTube Gollum rap battle. Oh, Gollum! There's a Gollum versus Smeagol rap battle, which is a little redundant because it's like he's
going against himself.
battling himself, but that is very interesting. So technically, they both have done rap battles before. Technically, all right. So I just need to parse this out real quick. Let's have a discussion. So what Dave is putting forward is that obviously William Shakespeare would be a technically excellent rapper because of his control of the English language. Ellis's point is that doesn't mean diddly squat because no one cares.
It's unique. Gollum is unique, you know? We look
Right,
for
you're saying
uniqueness in music,
he's
not proper.
trash, but he would be enjoyable to watch do poorly. That's your
Yes.
argument.
Yes.
So it's like why a lot of people don't care that Eminem is technically the best rapper or whatever, can rap the fastest. If you're a genuinely like uninteresting person or you're just like sort of an person, it doesn't matter how good you are. Your argument is people wouldn't care if Shakespeare put out an album. You're saying people would be more interested in hearing what Gollum has to say.
I didn't say people wouldn't care. There'd be a smaller group of people who would care if Shakespeare put out a rap. But
Okay.
if
All right.
Gollum
Here's
put out a
what I'm
rap-
gonna say. I'm going to this may be controversial. I'm going to give this point to Ellis, and I'll tell you why. Because Dave accidentally gave some credence to, as far as modern rap, the fact that Gollum would already have like an in-baked ad-lib in the background, which would just be precious over and over again. Like all the popular rappers have like that one thing that just gets repeated in the background of all of their verses.
Yep.
You accidentally just pointed out that, yeah, Gollum would just have that ready already. He would just be precious in the background. I have to award the point to Ellis for saying the words, let Gollum cook, without even thinking, without even trying to make a joke.
I forgot about
You said, let Gollum cook, and I have to say, that would be the name of his
That was
album, and it would be
unintentional.
amazing. Okay, wow.
Gollum's new album, Let Him Cook. By
the new album from Gollum, The Fires of Mount Doom. Okay. All right. Next round. We got, let's see, what is this? Round 4.
4.
Ellis, you will be arguing for Batman and Robin. And Dave, you will be arguing for Wallace and Gromit. The event. The
This
event.
is gonna be so great.
The event is an egg toss. Are you both familiar with the concept of an egg toss? You both have
Yeah.
to
Yep.
throw an egg and then sequentially take steps back further and further and further away until it breaks. Ellis will begin with Batman and Robin. Begin.
All right, so first things first, Bruce Wayne's a billionaire, so it doesn't even matter. He's probably got a zillion devices.
Point
to
of
even
order.
throw and catch.
Batman,
egg.
not Bruce Wayne.
Right. Batman has so many devices that he can use to catch an egg and throw an egg without breaking it. On top of it, Batman and Robin, depending on which Robin we're talking about, have a lot of just natural physical abilities. So, I mean, when you're talking about their physical abilities to do all this jumping from rooftop to rooftops and throwing things and throwing themselves off buildings, falling, landing on the ground and stuff, they got to know how to catch themselves and use proper amount of force. So I just think with their experience in the martial arts, their technology, and their just the way that they think, they can be like, yeah, we can throw this egg this far. Then you use your cape and you catch the egg softly with your cape. That way it doesn't break. Or once we really need to do it, then you just take your grappling gun, shove the egg between the grappling hook, shoot it at Robin. He catches it. Boom, it's already ready to go.
You have anything else?
I'm just saying, their physical ability shows in the performances that they do, taking everyone down. You really think that an egg is going to be a problem to toss it, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet without breaking it? They probably do that for practice. They're like, all right, Robin, we're going to go warm up today. What are we doing today? Oh, we're doing egg tosses. Get those egg tosses in.
Okay. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. Dave, Wallace and Gromit in an egg toss. Go.
Wallace and Gromit are just characters of just divine chaos. That's all I'm saying. Really, like these guys have done some of the most insane tricks in animation. I mean, they are literally like, Wallace he could probably eat the moon. Let's be honest. Gromit is I want to say that Gromit is probably one of the best sidekicks ever. Wallace is great. He does his job. He eats a lot of cheese. A very, very heavy connoisseur. But Gromit, if you literally could send that thing to the moon, Gromit would find a way to grab it. And the point is that he wouldn't be using any tools. He would actually be catching it. He would actually be, not cheating. But these guys, based off the world that they live in and the physics that they belong to, they have the ability to throw it ridiculous distances, cartoonishly far distances.
Interesting.
And avoid the laws of physics in order to be able to catch it even farther and safer than any other cartoon world.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, are you done with your opener?
That is all I have to say.
Okay. All right.
So on top of that, Batman is a genius. All right. So we know that he can think, okay, I need to throw it this hard without throwing it too hard, and get it perfectly to Robin without without going too far or too low with it, so that Robin doesn't have to move very much. We also know that Robin's also very skilled. So if we're ruling out technology and stuff, just their physical ability is astounding. But on top of that, they're also in a comic. So if they wanted to, they could throw that egg at 2 million miles per hour, land in Robin's hand, and be perfectly fine without even cracking it because it's a comic.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Dave, your rebuttal. Go.
The 2 million miles an hour would be only dedicated to those people that have superpowers. Batman does not have superpowers, therefore he does not have the ability to send it as far as you're saying. Again, in the difference of the worlds, it is more realistic in Batman and Robin's world. It is actually based off of a set of physics and rules and laws of gravity. In terms of Gromit and Wallace and Gromit, they literally have been to the moon. Dude ate the freaking moon.
Realistic physics? Have you
My
seen
rebuttal.
Rebuttal to the rebuttal.
Wallace and Gromit have been so far away that it makes no sense. And if they were on the moon, gravity would mean even less.
Batman's
So they
traveled
could throw
so
it
many
so
freaking
far.
dimensions, it wouldn't even matter. He could throw an egg through a dimensional portal and be like, yeah, I crossed through 80 different universes. What's that to you?
I'm Gromit.
I'm Batman.
Okay.
I like cheese.
I have no parents.
Okay, so real quick, let's analyze this. So the final points for both sides was I have cheese, and the other point was I have no parents. So that's I mean, I've always seen those things as equivalent. So here's what I'm gonna do. I gotta be honest, like this lineup of having freaking Batman and Robin versus Wallace and Gromit, I was kind of proud of myself because I thought that this was actually an interesting lineup because of their similarities. They do share some scary similarities. So here's the thing. I feel like both Batman and Wallace have the capability to come up with mechanisms that could help them catch the egg. And both Robin and Gromit are excellent sidekicks. Like, you know they're going to be there for you, boy.
I can agree with that.
So if I had to just picture them doing this, I feel like it would be tied. And I'm having a hard time, which means I'm going to have to give it to Dave because of his point of inspiration from the previous round. So on merit of its own, it would have been tied otherwise, because I think it's just, you both made some real compelling cases. I mean, with the cheese and being an orphan. I mean, who can refute such ironclad logic? I love the fact that we got into a space where we're arguing about realism and physics with Batman who can astral project. And, you know, or that time in the movie where he fell 3 miles off of a building and crushed a car with his body and just got up and was fine? Oh, I'm sorry. He was also falling with a woman at the same time.
Landing. He was okay. He did the superhero
No,
landing.
he didn't. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the gif where he crushes the top of the car. No. This is when Joker throws the lady off the building. He wraps her up in his cloak, and they both land on top of a car, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan must have taken the day off that day. But yeah, that round has to go to Dave because it was a tie. Excellently.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
this is
I
the
will
final
take a
round.
ruling by the
It's
judge.
tied up.
Okay.
It's tied up 2-2. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this list up on the terminal. And
Okay.
here's what this is. This is a Dark Souls boss generator. And it's generated using the first letter of your last name and the day of the month in which you were born. So we're going to do a Godzilla versus Kong round where you both will tell me what your monsters are based on your birthdays and your names. And then we will have your Dark Souls boss monsters square off against each other. And you will each have to argue the case for why your monster would win. All right, so let's see. I had Ellis start off. Is it a good one?
Oh my god!
I think it's a good one, folks. I think he got a good one.
Chaos.
All right. I think Dave goes first.
Yes. So Dave, hit me with your monster.
All right, you're traveling the wastes, and as you're going through, you see the sun appear in front of you. You think that, wait a second, isn't it supposed to be super far away? But this heat intensifies as it gets closer, and in front of you appears a wayward sun guardian. Someone that has been traveling and has lost his way from the sun. This being of intense heat that is as bright as the sun is right in front of your face. It's blinding you. It's gonna make it harder to react to what he's doing, and he is literally just emanating like radiation. He is turning people into Superman.
Or Ash.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This man is so strong. He's so big, and think Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins. This guy is massive, big muscles, got this giant one-armed axe, named after a lady of the sun. This man, if you catch him at the exact wrong time, it's gonna be game over for you. There is no chance. He is gonna be so strong. If you come to him at noon when the sun is at its highest and he is at his strongest, no amount of Melania's is gonna compare. The guy that keeps killing Melania, he's gonna have no chance. You think he's good? You think he can survive the game with every single creature being Melania? No, he's doomed. He is screwed. This guy will scorch him alive, revive him, and then scorch him again before letting him leave so that he can actually revive and try one more time, and then he's gonna die anyway.
Wow.
This man is a god.
Wayward Sun Guardian. Wow. That is a strong opener.
Are you ready for mine?
I am so ready.
Oh my god. I am an emaciated orphan.
Oh no! Oh no!
So my power is.
Oh no!
My power is. All right. because I was adopted, so I was technically an orphan until I was adopted, and then Batman was an orphan. So my ability is I have a presence, right? I have an aura that's just so overwhelmingly negative, right? That it just wants you to help me, right?
Okay.
And so whenever you come to me and you enter the boss room, you see this just orphan child, and he's so weak, and he's just laying on the ground like he's got no strength left to even get up. And so you walk up to him and it gives you the option. You can either put him out of your misery or you can take him in to be stronger. And if you choose to kill him, you beat him. But if you choose to take him in, he becomes the strongest person in the game, and he ends up becoming the final boss that you never actually
Oh, interesting. Real
because
quick.
he can't rely on anyone. He ends up killing you at the end. That's the twist of the story, is that he realizes that no one wants him and that he's just going to kill everyone.
Wow.
This
Wow.
is Batman if Batman went south.
Okay, so rebuttal time, I guess, for Dave. Go ahead. Good luck.
And
Good luck.
you can't
wanna?
win.
Okay, let's all wait and watch as he tries to trash talk an emaciated orphan. Everyone, pay close attention to what he says. He has a very difficult task ahead. I do not envy your rebuttal,
The
sir.
Wayward Guardian. This man, he crushes everyone. He scorches everyone. He scorches the ground upon which he walks.
Mm-hmm.
He sees an emaciated orphan grow up and become as strong as it can, so it has a chance of trying to take him on at the end of the
Wow.
game. But you know what's not going to happen? That emaciated orphan ain't going to do anything. He wants the strongest challenge he can get. Wayward Sun Guardian, he's going to make it so that if the orphan wants to win, if the orphan wants to be the end boss, he's got to beat the real end boss, the secret end boss. The one that you know that's going to be 10 times harder than the actual end boss.
Oh my gosh!
When Wayward Guardian at noon versus an orphan. Let me introduce you to the Orphan Stomper. Oh my god! No chance.
Okay,
My rebuttal.
excellent. The strong rebuttal. All right, for Team Emaciated Orphan, go.
I just want to point out, either way, you lose this match because I just want to point out.
Yes, you absolutely do. It's a
You don't win.
lose.
You either get known for killing an orphan child who was so weak that he couldn't even stand up by himself, or you end up just killing an orphan child as he grew up to be the person he wanted to be. So either way, you lose whether you win or you lose. You just lose. Think about if Meliodas was an orphan and Escanor just all broad 12. It's noon. He is at his peak, and he goes, "Oh, poor Meliodas. Let me just step on him real quick." Burns him to a crisp. No one would like Escanor anymore. He loses. Even if he is the strongest, he is the loser. Because he killed an orphan because his foot was so hot he melted through his face before he could even touch the ground.
Wow. Okay. All right. So let's tear this apart real quick. So, Emaciated Orphan has to be the most unfortunate pairing possible on that list. I cannot think.
Max, that's just my life.
Listen, I literally cannot think of a worse combination on that list for you to get. I don't see it. Because what you just described
Rotting orphan.
is it's worse because it's not even fictional. It's just a thing.
Emaciated means thin, weak, especially because of illness or lack of food.
Yeah.
It's so
Yes, it's like a paper thin orphan, and that's the boss you have to argue for. And I just want to pull apart. So both the image of the Wayward Sun Guardian is incredible. I love the idea of just a jacked sun warrior with an axe. That's awesome, right? But then you have an emaciated orphan boss where you go into the freaking boss room. The door closes behind you.
The emaciated ground with a hand up going help.
Yeah, and as soon as you have two options, kill or help. And no matter what happens, if you hit help, flash forwards you to the end of the game where he just stabs you through the chest, and if you hit kill, it's also a game over screen. So it's a soft lock to the game. No matter what you do, you lose. Like you said, oh man, this is extremely difficult to figure out who wins this fight.
I'm sorry, I had to play the petty card, okay?
To be fair, you did very well.
I didn't know what the first word meant, and I was like, okay, orphan, I can work with this. Batman became some badass superhero. I can do this. I looked up the word, and I went, oh, man, there's no way I can make this work.
I feel like in like a Dark Souls-esque game, I actually feel like these two would make an interesting pairing, actually. It's almost like a Big Daddy Little Sister from BioShock, where you have the Sun Guardian, whose like eternal quest is to protect the emaciated child and will do anything to protect the kid, and the kid has extreme sway over this giant guardian, and like the guardian will kill mercilessly at the behest of this thin beanpole child who just raises his hand and tells him to go kill. Yeah, he tricks people by calling out for help, and then the Sun Guardian just stomps them into ashes. Okay,
and
well.
then the orphan feeds off the dead bodies.
Oh, yes, exactly.
That's horrifying.
Ever hungry. All right, so, man, this is actually really difficult. So, oh, man, in the spirit of fairness, I feel like you guys are going to have to do rock, paper, scissors. Best out of 3.
Oh my god.
I will give up this in terms if we're just straight up, if these two are battling it straight out, I am willing to give up the loss, because in a full-fledged battle, there is nothing
Okay, so
can do.
Okay,
And if we're putting them head to head, like you were saying in the beginning, head to head versus, right? My character loses.
Okay.
You did an excellent job. Like,
Okay.
I genuinely think that would be
If this was for a story in a game, I think mine would take it. But for the concept and the rules that you established, Dave's wins solely on the fact that his
Okay, so
he could drop a rock on the orphan and it would
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to recommend. So, if we give the actual win to Dave, then I would ask Dave, what if we let Ellis host the game over on y'all's podcast? So, the spiritual win.
I would take that. I had that was a very lucky. Like, I did not expect to get Wayward Sun Guardian. Like, what in the world? An orphan?
An emaciated orphan.
Realistically, that was I would have been very, very impressed. Like, you did an excellent job there. I will definitely take the win here, but I will concede having him host.
Excellent.
On the
You are both gentlemen and scholars. Thank you both so much for being on the podcast. And if you guys do ever happen to find an exit, please text and let me know. Actually, oh gosh, hey, look, the screen's on. Look, the projector's on. Hey,
What are they
whoa,
doing?
it's kind of like war. Wait a minute, that looks like the tavern.
Whoa. Wait.
Wait,
We were in there yesterday.
Yeah, what's that all about? Hold on, it's kind of warbly. It looks weird, like a membrane or something instead of a screen.
I want to
kind of
touch
want to poke it.
I wanna touch it. I kind of wanna
touch it.
do a little poke.
Poke it.
Just a little poke. Just a little
I'll
poke.
poke.
Ah!